Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be from season 2, episode 4. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. So, this episode is called Lullaby. Didn't too much really go on, just what I would consider a filler episode, but let's just get through the events. So, it started off with Randall spending his first night in the bus. And, the creatures came to visit him at night and basically trying to get him to come out of the bus. He didn't, but he was taunting them. And then when they started to walk away, he was basically screaming, letting them know that they don't turn his back on him. So we're going to see where that pans out for Randall. That's pretty much it. By the end of the episode, he was pulling a chair so he could sit on top of the bus, but that was pretty much it. So you got Jade wakes up to drinking, and he's still obsessed with the symbol, and he pretty much sees the man from the picture that he's hallucinating, and so that freaks him out. So then it goes to Boyd receives a visit from Tabitha and Jim. Of course, they upset. Kenny told them about Sarah, and they're barking on Boyd, telling them like, how could you, she needs to go into the box. So at that moment, Boyd is at the church. Sarah pops out, and of course, they scream on Sarah, and of course, Tabitha pretty much told her, if you come near her son, she'd kill Tabitha. And Sarah's weak, and she knows everybody in the town hates her. Of course, she's responsible for the death of 4 people, and I don't think she really knows her purpose, and she may give up or save somebody in the process of dying. Like, she saves somebody and then die, sacrifices herself. So when Tabitha and Jim leave, they go back to the house. Ethan is locked himself in the room because he overheard them talking about Sarah, and he's scared at first. He finally opens the door, and he said he wants to meet Sarah. He wants to see Sarah. Basically, he wants to confront his person that was trying to kill him. So it says, so from there you got Mariella and Christy. They're having a moment, and Christy's having second thoughts, thinking that she might have changed on her time apart from Mariella. Mariella is willing to figure it out. She's back on board with their relationship. Sarah showed up to her old house where her and Nathan stayed, and she wanted to grab her old things. The people that was residing there now, they pretty much said they shipped it off to Tien Chen, where Tien Chen keeps the stuff in storage at the diner. Tien Chen, of course, is Kenny's mom, and there is one of the guy at the residence. He had Nathan's old jacket or sweater, and she wanted it, and it was pretty much like, it's mine now. And so from there, Jade spends time at the bar, drinking, of course, but he's obsessed. He got the bottles of liquor shaped in the sign of the symbol. Victor shows up, asks him to play the violin, and he'll tell him about the guy in the picture. But he didn't want him to play the violin at the bar. He wanted to take him to a special location. Now Boyd tells Donna about Sarah, and Donna tells Boyd that Sarah needs to go in the box. Boyd put faith and hope in the people in the town, basically coming up with his rules, but now he's going against the rules now that can create chaos, where people saying, well, I'm not gonna have no consequences for nothing, so I just do anything. Pretty much Donna tells Boyd that she's not on board for what he's choosing to do. Ethan confronts Sarah, pretty much tells Sarah that he's not scared of her, and pretty much everybody thought she was dead when she went out in the forest, and basically saying only monsters live out in the forest, and told her he's not scared of her no more. Then it goes to where the location where Victor takes Jade. It's a location with all these abandoned cars. And so what Victor did sometime in the past, took all the cars and moved them to this location. And he went on to this one car that was pretty much his mom's car, and he wanted Victor to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the violin, where he reminisces about his mom. Sentimental moment for Victor. So then it shows Elgin visits the church, and he sees Sarah, and he befriends Sarah. He begins telling stories about his grandma, and that's where he was on his way to. And then Sarah began reminiscing about Nathan. So then he was asking certain questions like where the priest, and asked her where's her brother. And then she did tell him that she killed her brother, and pretty much told him he'll find out the full story eventually. Just Sarah once again showing signs that she's gonna crack. So then Sarah goes and visits Tien Chen at the diner, and Tien Chen confronts Sarah, pretty much saying that she helped her and everything like that, and she showed her nothing but love, but in return Sarah gave her hate. So she went and grabbed Sarah's stuff, it was in a box, and told Sarah never to come back there again. When Sarah left, Kenny saw her, pretty much approached her, basically, why you come here to see my mom? And she had the box of stuff, and took the box of stuff and snatched it from Sarah, threw it, emptied it out on the ground. And really, of course, Sarah just wanted this ornament. So when she was talking to Elgin, she was telling Elgin that pretty much they used to go collect these ornaments when they were younger, and Nathan kept one of them. And so that was something sentimental. So when Kenny seen that ornament was sentimental, he picked it up and just pretty much broke it, and told her if she shows up to his mom again, that he was going to drag her and put in the box herself. Then we have the nosy old lady. I got to get her name, but I don't even know it's worth to figure out her name. But the nosy old lady that keeps running around the time, pretty much knows everybody's business, paying attention, and always everybody she comes encounter with, she tells the business of somebody else. So the nosy old lady comes to see Christy and Mariella. She gives Christy a bottle of liquid morphine, and pretty much leaves her with the message that Sarah's back. Christy proceeds to storm off. Mariella pretty much told her, no, you don't need to do that in this condition, and you angry. And so Christy told Mariella a story that Sarah once asked her, like, what would you give up to see your fiance again? And she said anything or whatever. And so after that, the next day is when Sarah did her devious deeds, and had Kenny's dad killed the man, Jade's friend from the car accident. So Victor, he told Jade that the guy's name that was in the picture, his name is Christopher, and Christopher used to be a good guy, but he used to tell jokes. But then he stopped telling jokes, and he became bad. And his mom told him one day to go hide. And when he came out, everybody in the town was gone. So Victor was like going into panic. Like, you shouldn't be asking me questions. It's not good. This place will make you do bad things. So Jay freaks out. He kind of barked on Victor, but apologized. And just disturbed of the whole matter. So then they showed Tabitha out in the forest, and when she went out in the forest, she piled up the rocks of puzzles like Ethan did, and all of a sudden the children of the corn showed up. the spirits of the children of the corn, and they were chanting something. Tabitha freaked out and her nose began to bleed. Jade showed up and she's pretty much like, did you see him? He like, what are you talking about? So then it shoots to Jim approached Boyd, pretty much telling Boyd, he told Boyd about the voice that he heard over the airways, and that saying that the voice told him about his wife. And he's pretty much saying back in the day there was experiments done on where somebody watching the town from afar, and this could be an experiment, and pretty much telling Jim they don't have to like each other, but they do need to work together. And basically Boyd just brushed them off. The last two scenes is one, it shows the liquid morphine that the old lady had dropped off to Chrissy. Oh yeah, she did mention, like, I think she got cancer and she thought whenever she would need it she'd be gone, so gave it to Christy to hold for her. But it showed Mariella taking some of the liquid morphine, so pretty much Mariella's a junkie, and she's a nurse too, so we'll be seeing how that plays out. And then the last scene was Boyd goes to visit Tien Chen. Of course, he wants to go there and apologize for not telling her about Sarah, and asking her for forgiveness and see if she could understand. And that's how it went off. Overall, a filler episode, decent enough. If you've been watching the From series, it's interesting enough to keep following and see how it plays out. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.